Okay, so I'm finished with my block and I'm picking up where I left off in the story. And so the post that I made on Facebook uh, had a Facebook friend of mine, a female, reaching out to me. And she reached out to me originally and was asking, where I was and everything. And when we both realized that she was in North County and I was literally south, I kind of nixed that idea of even wanting to have her come and help me, because she was so far north. I mean, she was in Florissant, and I literally was basically I was in Richmond Heights, Maplewood area, but she was still, in my opinion, too far to come. And so I sat there and, I tried to think of somebody, the only person that I could think of to call to come and help me was a man that I used to work for. Way younger than me. These millennials I used to work for. And so I called him. He answered, which was surprising to me because people don't usually answer when I call. I called, he answered, and I was telling him about my issue, that I needed some help, and he was he went into explanation like people do about why they couldn't help, but he was going to reach out to his girlfriend to see if she could come. Long story short, the girlfriend eventually came. But as I was waiting for him to call me back and to confirm whether the girlfriend was coming or what, the young lady who reached out to me on Messenger from my Facebook post was calling me, which I refused to answer because, it kind of felt like to me that she was calling to just, I don't know. I just felt like she was too far away and she couldn't help, and so why even continue the conversation? And so I didn't answer because I had found a job that I was looking for. I mean, I got a notification about a job, and so I was actually online filling out this, request or correspondence about this job. And so within a few seconds of her calling me back again, she was pulling up on the side of me. I didn't know what kind of car she was driving, but she only knew me by my name on Facebook, and so she was calling me there. And she was like, I've been calling you. At the same time, my old ex-boss girlfriend had pulled up, and her strategy for helping was that she was going to come and call AAA and have them come and give me a jump. And so, I got two women that showed up for me at this car wash to help in the situation that I was in. So, the Facebook friend wanted to just go ahead and give me a jump, and the girlfriend was on the side of me that was best to give me a jump on. And so she was like, tell her to switch with me, and so we get all switched up and everything so that she could give me a jump. And she's knowledgeable of doing this, and so she's doing it. I wonder why I can't get this. Okay. She's knowledgeable of doing it, and so we get it all worked out for her to be on the right side, and we get everything hooked up. And she got a little frustrated with me because I was telling her what to do about how to realign her car, because initially she couldn't line up good enough to have us be close enough for the cables to reach her car and my car. So we finally get all that done and so everything popped on my car, like, because it was completely dead. Like, the seat wouldn't move, like it was completely dead. And even though we got everything popped on, it wouldn't turn over. Now all this time it's just me and her outside. My boss's girlfriend, who is Caucasian, is sitting in the car trying to figure out the AAA situation. At some point she gets out the car, and when she gets out the car and is you know, kind of standing around with us is when a white man just comes and approaches us. Outside of that, it would have just been me and my friend from Facebook. And, you know, I may be doing a lot of assumption right now, but the white man came because she had gotten out the car and was standing around there. And I think that his assumption was that this white woman needed help. I really believe that. And so he comes over and he starts, you know, trying to get it all, you know, telling my friend to pump her engine up, and, you know, and he wanted to see if it was turning over. And I couldn't hear very good in the area that we was in because it was a car wash. And so all of the vacuums were consistently running, and it was really loud because I thought I almost heard it turn over one time. And then he thought that he almost heard it turn over one time. And so he's instructing us. So he's basically trying to figure out whether the car needed a new battery or it was the alternator. I sort of intuitively knew or internally knew that it was the battery because I had been having issues with my car, and they told me when I got one of my initial estimates that the battery needed to be replaced. And I think I talked about this already on the other one, but at any rate, we needed a new battery. And so he started, you know, and Sam's was right there by where I was stopped at this car wash. Sam's was literally like within walking distance. But I wouldn't have been able to take all that stuff off and change the battery by myself. Or maybe I could have if I'd have been a little bit more. I was so frustrated. And my frustration was that I just kept feeling like nobody ever wants to help me. And just to throw this in there, when I completed that last video, my throat started to close up. You know, that whole, I have like I said in the video before, that there's something going on between here and here in my body. And I think it has to do with my voice. And, you know, because I've had this issue with my voice, like I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like my voice is because I've lost a couple of jobs. Like the very first job I lost was at Kmart because the lady said I didn't sound nice enough. They wanted us to go out, you know, to the aisle if we didn't have customers and invite people to come and check out in our aisle. And they literally fired me because they felt like my voice wasn't nice enough. And even though I was being nice, I didn't have an attitude or anything, I believe that stemmed from them wanting me to sound like, hi, you come to my line. You know, that whole white girl voice that they feel like people are supposed to sound like to be accepted. And so because I lost that job and some other job based on how I sound, I think that I've had an issue with my life, which I feel like this is like really a great thing for me to realize, because I don't think that I've ever vocalized that before or felt that was the issue, because that's the issue. Because I'm telling you, once I got off that first video that I made for you guys, I was like stuck, because I started listening to the Black Mother Wound with Jennifer Arnese again, and that the whole time that I listened to like the first 2 or 3 episodes, because I just realized that she's on Audibles, and I'm, you know, I subscribe to Audibles, so I have a subscription so I can listen to, and I've listened to all of the videos that I've listened to this morning. I've listened to before on YouTube, but I don't mind listening again because I got to get in and out the car, and if I miss something, you know, it'd be great to go back and, you know, get that information that I need. But the whole time I was listening to her this morning, this all was hurting. And now that I'm talking again, after I got it calmed down, because I tried some breathing techniques to get it calmed down, you know, I tried to, you know, relax more to get it calmed down. It finally did. I can't even say when did it did, but it did. But I feel it right now flaring back up. And I'm not really understanding why it's flaring back up. But it's right here, right in the middle of my chest right now. It's tight. And I really don't have a good reason as to why it should be tight, because I'm just making a video about the situation that I was in yesterday. But to move the story along, So the guy comes over, he disassembles my battery from the area. We've made a plan between him and I and the two girls that showed up for me, and that I was going to take this battery over to Sam's, get a new battery, because initially I was just going to go get a battery and come back, but he was like, no, you need to take this battery with you because they'll charge you a cord charge, da 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 da. And so I'm like, okay, I wait on him to finish disassembling, and trying to disassemble it, he had to go over to the car wash main area to find someone who would give him some tools, because he didn't have any tools to remove any of these nuts and bolts. And so the guy that worked in the car wash came over. So it's him and this guy that are disassembling the, you know, my battery. They get it all done, give it to me. Me and my boss's girlfriend go over to Sam's, get a new battery, pay for it, come back. And when we come back, the original guy that was helping, he's gone, but the car wash guy is there, and he thinks that he knows how to put it back together, but reality was he didn't really know how to put it back together. He just was faking it until he made it. And because there was a bunch of screws missing, not a bunch, but a major screw that was missing, and what it was, it ended up being up under the battery. Once he put the battery back in there, this big screw that went in the front that, you know, basically holds the battery down and in place was under the battery. And so he puts back together what he thinks where everything goes, and tells me, you know, I just probably need to go somewhere and he said go up to Sam's and maybe they can, you know, put it together. Like, let's just see if it starts. And of course it starts back up and everything's peachy keen. And I go back up to Sam's, and Sam says that, you know, they basically feel like, you know, and I'm paraphrasing, but the black guy that was up there at Sam says, well, you just, you know, to get another screw. And because I see the screw when he's looking at it and trying to figure out where this other piece possibly goes, I see the main screw that needs to screw, and what it does, it hooks on something and it goes up in there. Then you take the bolt and you put it on the top, and then that just holds everything in place. But he literally doesn't want to help. He just like, you know, you just need to go to the store and get some screws after we find it, because I see it. He digs up under there, pulls it out, realizes that it needs a bolt, and, you know, he just like, nah, you just need. And this is the service area at Sam's, which they should probably have extra screws or something in there, but he just didn't really want to help. That's what that was. He didn't really want to help. And I need to kind of just figure out, you know, what it is about my energy that makes people don't want to help me. Because it is something about me that creates this dynamic that people don't want to help me. Like, and I inside, because I help a lot of people, like I go out of my way, like I pay so much attention to people that I see people when they in distress, and I try to reach out, and, you know, I do all this extra for people that I know when I reach out to them, and I want to help. And I do all this based on the fact that if I ever need help, that I want somebody to help me, but it never pans out that way. I mean, the girl that came from the Facebook post, she said that she came because she came from home, which is a nice little ways away from where I was, just to help me, based on the fact that if she ever needs help, she wants somebody to reach out and help her. And so, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I really wanted to finish up the story because I know people wanted to hear the story. But, oh, I thought it was odd that a bunch of people that saw my post on Facebook responded with all these, you know, suggestions. You should call AAA. You should do this. You should do that. And I just kind of felt like if you're not going to help, then why respond? Especially when most people never respond to anything that I post on Facebook. You know, whether it be, they respond more to the negative stuff that I put on Facebook, but anything positive, there's no response. But one guy who I know is at a minimum 67 years old, because he is one of my sister them peer, he's in my sister's peer group, responded that the football game is on, good luck. And that really hurt my feelings. Like, and I just was like, okay, well, he's somebody that I don't want even looking at my post. So I went in, unfriended him, and blocked him from seeing my post. You know, because I know a lot of people don't respond, but there was no reason to respond like that. You know what I mean? And one of my Facebook friends had said, get out the car, put your hood up and get out the car. And basically saying, if people know you're in distress, they'll help. Well, when that first guy said no, that's exactly what I did. I put my hood up and nobody came to help me. Just the people that I reached out for help, the Facebook friend that came, and my boss's girlfriend came because he sent her. You know what I mean? And so all the people, and at this time the car wash is packed. It's plenty of people in the car wash. They're not feeling any type of way about helping me. Like I said, the white guy only came, I believe, because Courtney got out the car and was standing around with us, and he saw a white woman in distress. Because when me and Courtney left to go buy the new battery, he left as soon as we left. And, you know, my girlfriend was getting ready to leave, too, as soon as we left, because she felt like I didn't need her there. But I wanted her to stay there because I genuinely felt supported by her. Even though it wasn't much that she could do, I wanted her to stay. And so she came around to my car kind of upset that she felt like I was just leaving her without saying bye. And really, I wasn't leaving her without saying bye. I just thought that she would stay until the end. I mean, she came a long way. Okay, so y'all know that I was there for a really long time. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this story and stop this post. But I learned a lot just telling y'all this story about myself, and it feels like this area is just loosening up on its own. And but I really need to figure out what, like, when I get upset, what is this tightening of the chest and talking and figuring out what's wrong with me is, because in my friendships with women, I don't have a lot of friendships with women, and that's another thing I wanted to acknowledge here, that black mother womb that I have, it affects me most in my relationships with women. I know that it affects my relationships, as a whole, but my relationships with women is affected the most, and it always has been that way. And I can't afford Jennifer's course or community. I can't afford that financially right now because I'm not working, and I'm like barely making ends meet, because ends are really not meeting as much money as I'm spending in gas to flex. Because I looked at that Sam's card that I've been using to put gas in my car, and I put over $800 worth of gas in my car, and I haven't made that much in flexing. And so I'm supposed to get this job today, and I'm going to do my fingerprint check and stuff, and so things should be looking up, but life is lifing.